Well, greetings YouTubians. Yes, it's another beautiful day here back in Reading, Pennsylvania. We just got clobbered with another major snowstorm. I kind of came up here to make sure the chickens and all that stuff were all taken care of, and we actually fared a lot better here than in New Jersey. My wife is down on the Jersey Shore, and it's probably close to 18 inches over there. Here, we just got a little bit. I just put my plow on my little side-by-side, so I was kind of nervously anticipating using that thing. So I might come out here and make a mess anyway. I think everybody out here is pretty much done with the winter. Actually, I might take it up on the top of the hill here and see what the woods look like up there. So we'll see. We've got this little Ryan Hall yaw meter. This is a meteorologist that we watch on YouTube, who's actually really cool, entertaining. That's pretty dismal. So stay tuned. It sure is pretty, that's for sure. But we'll see how the rest of the day goes. Well, on second thought, and after assessing the situation, I think I'm going to leave the plow inside. There's really not enough snow on the ground here to get that plow low enough. I've got this gravel driveway I'm dealing with for a while, so I think I'm going to pass on that. But I am going to take a walk up to the top of the hill here. Just take a look around. There's nothing prettier than new snow, that's for sure. Well, here we are up at the top of the hill, taking a quick look around. We really were expecting to get clobbered out here, and it just was not the case. So I'll take that as a win. It's actually not real cold. Things are kind of warming up a little bit, but the woods sure are beautiful. A little junk pile of stuff. This was my old fire pit up here. I put up here years ago. It served well, but with the new stuff down by the house, I don't know. I'm thinking about putting some kind of little structure up here, man, a little hideout. Just what I need, another one. Seeing some little tracks here. Huh. Something's walking around. Well, that's just a quick update on the weather situation up here. I'm just at the back of a hill here, and man, a lot of trees down. This winter has been brutal for everybody and everything, but it sure is pretty. As soon as the weather breaks, I'll get up here with the chainsaw and get some of this wood down to the fire pit down here. I've always appreciated the outdoors, and having this place has been a blessing to me. It's on Blessing Lane. So if that doesn't tell you what it is, nothing will. I miss my old hound dog Oli. He just loved the snow. He was just a big baby. He'd be eating it and running around in it and having fun. But he's in a better place. That's for sure. Well, Oli's Hill. Kind of a little impromptu woodworking project, but made with love, and that's the most important part. So I took care of the chickens yesterday. They're in good shape. We'll see how the rest of the day goes. But thanks for watching, everybody. I didn't know what I was doing today, but I thought I'd just do a quick little video. take it from there. Okay, well, so much for trying to do some snow plowing. That's not going to work out today. There's not enough snow for once. The one time I want to do some snow activities, there's not enough. Just my luck. So I'm just going to do some work around the shop and get back to work tomorrow. I think I might do some sewing today too. So I'll probably include that in this video. I got my cool old sewing machines in the basement. So maybe I'll get up to some mischief with that. So let's see. Well, okay, everybody. I guess I didn't get a chance to do any snow plowing today. I was kind of bummed out. It's like being a little kid at Christmas and you want to go play with your toys immediately. But I knew I'd probably do more damage out there pushing snow and gravel and all that crap around. So I actually decided not to do it, which is unusual for me. So instead of going outside and snow plowing, I decided to do a little inside work. I've been doing the shoe repair thing for a while, and actually it's keeping me pretty busy. And an extra added bonus to that is that I've been getting hit up by a lot of people that want their patches sewn onto their like leather vests and coats and all that. I've done a couple of zippers on some leather jackets and all. Years ago there was a shoemaker on every corner with this same kind of equipment that I'm using, but there isn't anymore. So I'm just trying to figure it out now. This is my own personal coat from the Beatniks Car Club, which I've been a proud member of for over 30 years. When I was out in Customville, I don't know if you saw that video when I was out in Kansas, there was a really, really talented guy out there making these custom chain stitched patches. That's how they used to make them back in the day. The company's called Stitch Now, Stitch Later. Stitch Now, Stitch Later. Yep, custom chain stitch. I'm sure you can find them on Instagram or something like that. But really, really neat, man. And that's about as cool as it gets. I think this is pretty much Dennis's lettering, Dennis McPhail's lettering. So I'm trying to figure out where I want to put it. Kind of want to do like a little side rocker action on this thing, or down kind of below the actual Beatniks thing here. So, well, I've been a member of the Beatniks Car Club for over 30 years, and it's been a great, great experience. I've traveled all over this country in old cars with old friends, and that to me is where it's at. If you watch any of my earlier videos when we zipped out to Customville in Kansas this year, that was the epitome of what the Beatniks are all about. Road tripping, coast to coast, having fun with your brohams. So this coat means a lot to me. Yeah, so there's a little test run on putting it on the back. I don't know, I kind of like that, just being simple like that. So I don't know, maybe I'll kind of throw it, maybe I'll put it up here, kind of on the side there. Or I'm actually thinking like halfway, like actually under the arm. So it would be kind of on the side, reading top to right. So I don't know, I'm kind of leaning towards that just because I like a little bit more subtle. I don't want to kind of right up on the front. I don't know, but I'm thinking I might do that. But I'm going to stick it on there with a little double-sided tape and kind of check it out in the mirror to see how cool this looks. We'll see. Got a little double-sided tape. Just going to take a little piece off here. Put it on the back of this rascal. And see how this works. My first choice, I think, is going to be right on the side here. Kind of under the arm a little bit, maybe a little. I don't know, let's see how that looks. So after putting it on a couple of different locations on my jacket, I think I decided, well, I did decide right here, kind of do it opposite the front patch and low down on here. It fits pretty good. I'll do a little wraparound. It wasn't really legible. I don't know. I couldn't figure out how to do it right, or upside down or right side up. So I think this is a good compromise. Yeah, that'll be cool. So yeah. Next step, get down to the sewing machine. Whoop. Well, I brought these two machines down to the basement just so, because it's a little warmer this time of year to be down here sewing. Eventually, I want to insulate my shop outside and kind of be able to bring all this into one spot. These machines are pretty much the same machines, but probably, I don't know, 50 to 80 years apart. This is the legendary 29-4 Singer sewing machine. These were made in the early 1910s, I guess, is when they first started. And what makes them so interesting and valuable is that they have this kind of long arm here that you can get access to, different parts of, whatever you're sewing on. But it also has a walking foot, and this will advance your material so you don't actually have to move it. And it kind of regulates the size of the stitches. And also what I just did here too is that I can turn this thing all the way around. So this will go in any direction. This machine here is completely manual. You can see it's got a foot pedal and a belt that actually I'm just currently looking for now. I've got to get one. But if you watch, when I turn this thing, here, let me put this down, drop that down, but you can see the actual foot walk. See how it kind of goes back and forth? And that's really doing all the stitching. Really a lot of history. And this here is the same machine, but a newer version. This is actually electric. It's got some kind of jacked up wiring in here, but it does work. So this is what I'm going to stitch that patch on and let you guys check it out. Got a little LED light. So it's crazy, man. If you look at the difference, here's new technology with this LED light against something that's over 100 years old. And this machine still works really, really well. It still does what it was designed to do. You can see there's a lot of wear here from the material being pulled over it. It's wild, man. I just love these old machines. But like anything, you got to take care of them. There's a million little places here. You need to put oil in every little spot. All here. How the thread is all kind of put in here. It's just something that this technology, was from the early 1900s and still is very, very useful. So, all right, let me get this thing together and we'll get to stitching. Well, all right, I just checked the bobbin here and it's not completely full, but it's not completely empty. So I think I'm going to have to do a little adjustment to get around the pocket in my jacket here. Having a little hard time doing this one-handed. Bink. That drops in there. This guy comes through here. Little thread action here. All right. There it goes. Locks in place. Little bobbin. Thread's all how it's supposed to be going. Got some black thread on here. So let's turn this guy on and get to getting. Well, this is looking like it'll line up right with the bottom of the coat. Just going to bring it here a little bit. And it's going to sneak under the pocket, which is always a plus. So just trying to get a little angle of the dangle here. This is such a nice patch too, man. It's, it's not one of these mass-produced guys. All right, so you just lower the foot here. Boink. I did have this taped on here, but so you just lower the foot, get the piece in the position you want it in. Make sure everything's nice and flat. Boink. There go. All right, so I've got that patch on there pretty straight, pretty flat. I'm just trying to figure out the best method of attack here. All right. Let's go. You can see I'm just kind of guiding it a little bit. Come on. This is a little thinner material than I'm kind of used to stitching on. So just kind of giving it some. Nice and slow. You know, I could be using the arm of this thing to be helping this with direction. Well, actually I just did there, but all right, so far so good. Like I said, I know I don't have a full bobbin in here, but we'll see how far I can go before I gotta one step at a time, literally. Yeah, it's still. I'm just gonna turn this piece a little bit. Come back to me. There. Okay, just reposition that piece a little bit. Just kind of upping along down here. You can see I'm kind of doing a little bit of both, kind of letting the machine do its thing and kind of steering a little bit with it. Something quite satisfying about the sound of this. Oh. Yep, looks like I ran out of bobbin. Okay, well I got this bobbin all squared away. Everything's where it needs to be. A little tricky, but you know, when you're doing stuff every day, this stuff comes easy, but when you're not, it's the little things that kind of, you know, trip you up a little bit. So I'm good. Just like before, bobbin goes back in the bottom, thread it up through the hole. Whoa. Wow, one-handed. All right. And okay, you can see that's looking good. We're moving right along here. I gotta fine-tune my lighting down here, but like I said, I don't think I'm gonna be working down here for very much longer. I'm hoping to get out to the workshop and get it all under one roof. That's my master plan. So, all right, so I'm just gonna position the patch back where it was. Actually, I'm gonna kind of start from the opposite side. This is lifted a little bit, but I don't think it's an emergency. I'm going to go back over the last couple of stitches I put on here just to lock them in. And this should be pretty much it. Right? All right. Let's go. Oh. Getting a little wild here. All right. I sew the same way I drive. Oh, vey. All right, we got it. Here we go. Gentle, gentle. All right, let's keep this guy nice and straight here. Okay, I'm kind of guiding it a little bit, kind of helping that foot. Seems to be working okay. Not trying to go too fast or get ahead of myself here. Right. Little turn action. All right, go that way. Like I said, go back, lock that stitch with a couple of stitches the opposite way. And I think we are done. Let's see. All right. That's on there to stay. That ain't going anywhere, man. That's for sure. Just trim some of the loose ends on the outside here. And on the inside. Yeah, it looks like I got a good lock stitch. Didn't bunch it up too much. Yeah, I think this is going to be okay, man. Yep, that'll be on there forever. Looks pretty cool. Well, there you have it. That went on pretty easy. I didn't shoot my eye out or nothing weird. Went on there good. It's not going anywhere. It looks good from the inside. So yeah, it looks pretty cool. Right, it's kind of a little bit low key. Didn't stitch my pockets closed. That's always a fear when you're doing this kind of stuff. Thanks for watching. If you dig it, like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell and all that other cool stuff. And I'll see you on the next one.